Great Expectations. Introduction. The novel Great Expectations was written by Charles Dickens, a famous English author. The story took place in England in the 19th century. The main character is called Pip. We read about his life from childhood to manhood. Pip's childhood. The story begins when Pip was a lonely orphan. He was brought up by his sister. She was very strict and hard with him. His best friend was Joe, his sister's husband. He was kind and warm-hearted. He loved Pip as if he were his own son. One day, Pip gave something to eat and drink to a prisoner who had escaped from prison. The man was recaptured by soldiers and taken away, but he never forgot Pip's kindness. Later, Pip was told that he would be given a lot of money. This was so that he could receive a good education in London and become a better person. In London, Pip studied hard. He received money regularly, but he did not know where or who it came from. He lived in a flat with a young man who had little money, but who worked for an insurance agent. They became friends. After some years, Pip was visited by the prisoner whom he had helped as a child. The man has been sent with other convicts to Australia and had become a very wealthy farmer there. In fact, he was the one that Pip's allowance came from. He wanted Pip to have the advantages of education and money, although he was not a gentleman himself. Actually, he was still wanted by the police in England. The end. Pip and his friend decided that London was too dangerous for the wanted man. They thought that Pip should take him abroad. As they attempted to board a ship, he was caught by the police. At his trial in court, he was sentenced to death by the judge. Before he could be hanged, he had died in prison. By law, all his money belonged to the government. So Pip had to find a job to support himself. He became a clerk in his friend's office. Years later, he became part owner of the insurance firm. So he had a successful career as a result of his own efforts and not because of the fortune that he had been promised. Universities in Saudi Arabia. What are you going to do when you leave school? Perhaps you would like to get a university degree. Saudi Arabia has more than 14 public universities and some private ones. Let's look closely at some of them. King Saud University. King Saud University, KSU, was established in 1957 and is the oldest university in Saudi Arabia. With over 55,000 students, both men and women, it is also the largest. The university's new Riyadh campus was opened by King Fahd in December 1984. KSU offers more than 150 degrees, which include agriculture, education, pharmacology, and medicine. Al-Qasim University. Al-Qasim University, QU, founded in 2004, has over 12,000 male and female students. Al-Qasim University offers degrees in Islamic studies, Arabic language and literature, social studies, medicine, economics, administration, agriculture, veterinary, engineering, and sciences. King Abdulaziz University. King Abdulaziz, KAAU, is the country's second largest university with over 54,000 male and female students. It was founded privately in 1967 and became a government institution in 1971. It is located in Jeddah. KAAU teaches the sciences, medicine, economics, and the humanities, and the marine sciences. King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals. King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, KFUPM, which was founded in 1963, is one of Saudi Arabia's smallest universities with around 12,000 male students. It is located in Dhahran. KFUPM is considered to be the leading center for the study of energy sciences in the Middle East. It offers degrees in pure sciences, engineering, industrial management, computer sciences, and environmental design. King Khalid University. King Khalid University, KKU, established in 1998, located in Abha with branches in Najran and Bisha. It has nearly 12,400 male and female students studying for degrees in Islamic studies, Arabic language and literature, medicine, administration, English language, and sciences. King Faisal University. King Faisal University, KFU, established in 1975, has approximately 15,000 male and female students on campuses in Dammam and Hofuf. Subjects which students can study include agriculture, veterinary sciences, education, foreign languages, social sciences, and medicine. Prince Sultan University. Prince Sultan Private University, PSU, was established in 2000. It is located in Riyadh. It has over 1,600 male and female students. It offers bachelor's degrees in computer sciences, information system, accounting, finance, and marketing. Imam Muhammad bin Saud Islamic University. Imam Muhammad bin Saud Islamic University, IMSIU, founded in 1974, has branches abroad. Nearly 25,800 students, both men and women, are studying at present for degrees in Islamic studies, Arabic language and literature, and languages and translation. The Islamic University. The Islamic University in Medina, IU, was founded in 1961. It has nearly 6,000 students, including a large number from all over the world. Students at the Islamic University can study for degrees in linguistics, Islamic law, Quranic studies, and Islamic literature. Al-Qura University. Al-Qura University, UQU, founded in 1981, has over 24,000 students, both men and women. It is located in Mecca. Al-Qura offers courses in Islamic studies, teaching, and the sciences. It also has an Arabic language institute. King Abdulaziz bin Abdurrahman Al Saud. Abdulaziz was only 11 years old in 1891 when his family was forced to leave Riyadh for Kuwait. The young boy looked back as his caravan moved away from the gates of the city. Sadly, he watched his home disappear behind the cloud of dust created by the camels. "This is not the last time I will see Riyadh," he promised himself silently. "I will return and I will take it back." While he was growing up in Kuwait, his desire to reconquer his family's Najdi lands increased. 11 years later, he kept his promise to himself. On 15th January 1902, he returned with about 60 followers and regained Riyadh. But Riyadh was only the beginning of Abdulaziz's great adventure. In 1913, he captured Hofuf from the Turks, and by 1917, the entire eastern part of the country was free from Turkish rule. He became the Sultan of Najd in 1921 and King of Hijaz in 1926. Then, on 23rd September 1932, he unified the two kingdoms to form the new nation of Saudi Arabia. Between then and the time of his death in 1953, King Abdulaziz put Saudi Arabia on the road towards modernization. King Abdulaziz is remembered as a great and fair leader with a strong faith in Islam. He was a good speaker, and hostile tribal chiefs often became strong supporters at his majlis. He was so strong physically that he only needed to sleep for 6 hours a day. This gave him a lot of time for business and for meeting his subjects. He was also famous for his generosity. Once, while he was traveling to Mecca for the pilgrimage, his car had a puncture. While he was waiting for repairs, a man on a camel rode up. Not recognizing Abdulaziz, he asked if the king has passed by already. He said, "I want to see if the king will give me money so I can make the pilgrimage too." King Abdulaziz immediately gave the man the money. The man was surprised, but then he realized he was actually talking to the king. "Thanks, Abdulaziz. I did not recognize your face, but I recognize your generosity," he said. Saudi explorers in the Antarctic. In 1989, 2 Saudi scientists, Dr. Ibrahim Alam and Dr. Mustafa Muammar, were part of an international expedition to the Antarctic. The aim was to sail around Antarctica and research the amount of ultraviolet light, ozone, and pollution in different locations there. The plan for the expedition had 5 stages. First, all equipment and materials would be made ready. Second, everyone would become physically fit, be able to ski well, and learn to survive in the icy conditions. Third, they would have practice in camping and in Antarctic travel. Fourth, they would do research round the coasts of Antarctica. Fifth, they would share their information for the benefit of everybody and for a greater understanding of the Antarctic. The route. After their preparation in Chile, the team was ready to fly to Antarctica, a land covered with ice and snow. They stayed there for 6 weeks. During that period, the Saudis spent some time at the South Pole before beginning their sea voyage round the continent. The supplies and equipment. They had to take all their food with them because nothing grows there. Fresh water was only a problem on the boat, where it was rationed. Their equipment was designed for survival. It had to keep them warm and dry. For example, they wore several layers of special clothes which let moisture out but not in. Their experiences. On land, they slept in double sleeping bags in tents. They sheltered there from the sub-zero temperatures outside. One night at sea, there were strong, icy winds. In 5-meter waves, the boat crashed into an iceberg. Part of it was knocked off and disappeared to the bottom of the sea. Fortunately, the boat did not sink. If it had sunk, they would have died in the freezing water. Their achievement. The multinational team was successful. The world's knowledge about the Antarctic is greater now than before. Individually, each member has his own memories of the experience. The Saudis in the team were the first Arabs and Muslims to perform their prayers at the South Pole. The Saudi flag was raised there, together with those of other countries. This action was a symbol of Saudi Arabia's cooperation with other countries for scientific discovery.
Calligraphy.
The written script of the Arabic languages unites the world of Islam. Arabic calligraphy is considered very beautiful by the whole world, both Islamic and non-Islamic. Of course, there are many different scripts which the Arabic calligrapher can use. 3 well-known examples which you will immediately recognize are Kufi, Thuluth, and Ruqa'. But did you know that English also has many different scripts? Perhaps they are not so important in English nowadays as different scripts are in Arabic. Calligraphy is probably the most important form of art for Muslims. It is seen not only in the Quran and in books, but also in many other places. It is used, for example, for the decoration of buildings. There are wall hangings, frame samples, and inscriptions inside and outside public and private buildings. In the Western world, the art of calligraphy declined with the introduction of printing and typewriters. However, it is now becoming more popular again, and calligraphers are in demand to illustrate books, posters, cards, letterheads, and many other things. Some of the different English scripts are so common that you will almost certainly see them in your reading. 3 of the most common scripts used are Roman, based on letters developed by the Romans about 2,000 years ago; Gothic, which developed in Northern Europe between the 10th and 15th centuries AD; and Italic, from 15th and 16th century Italy. There are some examples of alphabets in these 3 scripts at the top of the next page. How common are these scripts, and where will you see them? Roman script is probably the most common. This is because it is the clearest and easiest to read. Almost all the newspapers, magazines, and books which you will ever see in English use some form of the Roman script. Gothic script is quite difficult to read, even for native speakers. It is usually seen on letterheads, in the names of newspapers, and outside buildings. Italic script, as you see it on the next page, is always written by hand. However, a slanted version of Roman script is often used in printing to stress or emphasize things, and this is called italic. Look at the examples on the next page. Decide which of the English scripts is used in each example and why it is used. The expansion of the Holy Mosque at Mecca al-Mukarramah. On Tuesday, 2 Safar 1409 AH, 13 September 1988 AD, the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Fahd, laid the foundation stone for a new addition to the Holy Mosque at Mecca al-Mukarramah. History. This is not the first time that the mosque has been expanded. If you look at the plans, page 79, you will see that it was enlarged 8 times between the days of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the Saudi period. Expansion under the Al Saud family. The first expansion. The first Saudi expansion took place between 1375 and 1396 after Hijrah, 1955 and 1976 AD. You can see how large this was on the right. With the latest expansion, the total area of the Holy Mosque has reached 361,000 square meters. This gives enough room for 730,000 worshippers for everyday prayer and Umrah. The number which it can accommodate has increased to 1 million during the pilgrimage season. What has been added? The main addition is a large annex built onto the western side of the mosque where 140,000 worshippers can pray. It consists of 3 floors, a basement, a ground floor, and a first floor. The annex has 1 main entrance, 14 secondary entrances, and 2 new 89-meter-high minarets. The mosque now has a total of 3 main entrances and 27 secondary entrances. Each of the minarets is similar in height and design to the 7 minarets which the mosque had before. In addition to this, a large open plaza has been created to the east of Al-Masa, between As-Safa and Al-Marwa, which can accommodate 65,000 worshippers. escalators. In order to help pilgrims, particularly elderly ones, to move from floor to floor, 2 new escalators have been built next to the extension, one at the northern end and one at the southern end. Each of these can handle 15,000 people per hour. Power and ventilation. 2 new power stations provide the electricity for the additional lighting, loudspeakers, TV studios, telephones, and clocks. Central air conditioning has been provided for the basement. The ground floor and first floor are ventilated by the natural flow of air from windows and doors, aided by ceiling fans. Water. The new building includes a modern rainfall drainage system. Zamzam water is available to pilgrims from 60 taps on the ground floor and 36 on the first floor. A sewer network and a firefighting sprinkler system have also been built in.